Hello everybody, it's Jen. I am back with another video with Gerda Steiner Design Pool Piggies. This is the third card of 5 in my current series. So today I'm going to be doing a beach themed card with the Pool Piggies stamp set. So I'm just working on the sand right now. I'm using regular distress ink in scattered straw, and I'm blending that out onto some Bristol smooth cardstock today. So I'm wanting to blend this into a fairly smooth blend, and so I'm just going to work on that for a little bit. I have some post-it tape to mark off where I want the sand to meet the water. So now that I have that done, I'm going to move the post-it tape up and start working on the water portion of the panel. So I'm going to be using Peacock Feathers and Mermaid Lagoon like I have been in the last couple of videos. I find these two colors are a great two-color blend. So I'm going to start with Peacock Feathers, the lightest of the two, and I'm going to put that where the water meets the sand. So that's where the water would be the lightest. So I'm going to blend that out, and then I'm going to bring in the Mermaid Lagoon. And I'm just working on a laminated piece of cardstock, so I find that that's the easiest way to blend using distress inks, and it really cleans up easy. So I like to use that little laminated cardstock as a mat. So I have the water done. I'm using my distress sprayer here. I let it sit for a while and then blotted it with a paper towel. So here's the background panel for my card. Now I'm going to bring in some distress markers, and I'm using the colors Vintage Photo, Brushed Corduroy, and Frayed Burlap, and I'm just doing dotting. So I want it to look like sand granules. So I'm just going to work on that a little bit. So I started with the Vintage Photo, the darkest, and then I moved into the Brushed Corduroy and then the Frayed Burlap. It may not come across very visible in the video, but in person it does give it a sand look. So I really like how that came out, and I really liked how the water blotching came out on the water portion of the card as well. I thought it gave it a lot of interest. So I'm just going to bring out a white gel pen here. So I wanted to do a little bit of like a white line across where the beach and the water met, just kind of making it look like the white frothy part that kind of meets the sand when the water comes in with a wave. So I'm going to now move on to kind of placing the images. I used my Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers here, and all the coloring I showed in the first video, which I'll link in the description box below. I didn't really do a smooth coloring. You can see on the towels it doesn't really matter because the images will cover most of it up. But I wanted these little piggies to be bathing in the sun, perhaps after a swim. So now I'm just going to cut the panel down into an A2 size card. So I'm using the Lawn Fawn Stitched Rectangle die, and I just had to cut this little piece. It didn't cut through all the way for some reason. But there is the panel with the stitch detailing, and now I am going to stamp the sentiment, which comes in the Gerda Steiner Design stamp set, and it says "Enjoy the Summer." So I'm just going to ink that up a couple times in my stamping tool so I can stamp on the exact spot more than once, and it gives a beautifully crisp dark black impression. So I've put the little piggies on some foam adhesive, and I'm just going to adhere them to the towels. So we've got that little guy reading, the cute little guy with his hands behind his head, which I think is adorable. And then I wanted to just put some accents. So these are the sandals from Lawn Fawn Life is Good. If you saw my last video, I used it in that video as well. And then the little beach ball comes in the Gerda Steiner Pool Piggies stamp set. So I decide to put the little ball by the little guy there, and the flip-flops by the sentiment, which kind of looks like there's flip-flops in the ocean, but I feel like it's a whimsical enough card that I can get away with it. So Not really realistic, but I just like the look of it. So now I'm just using some white gel pen and doing some dot detailing on the sandals, and Piper just went by there in the video. She was checking out what I was doing on her way to the window. It was a gorgeous sunny day when I was making this card. So I just adhered this down to the panel, and I had actually smudged the sentiment a little bit because I had used so many layers of the VersaFine. So I'm just using my Tombow Mono sand eraser. If you get the VersaFine quick enough, it will come off with this eraser, so it's great. You'll never know. Then I'm using the See You Soon stamp set by Simon Says Stamp, and on the inside I'm stamping Time to Relax. And to finish off the card, I'm going to do a few more accents, but I felt like it needed a little bit more of dot detailing for the sand, so I just wanted to fix that up really quickly. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some glossy accents on the beach ball to make it look like plastic. And also I'm going to do that on the sandals as well, just to give them a little bit of added emphasis. And of course, putting some glossy accents on the sunglasses so that they look like real sunglasses would, with the shiny reflection as well. So that's it for this card. I have a couple of still shots coming up. I hope you're enjoying this series. I know a lot of you are saying you're really enjoying this stamp set as well. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you all soon. Bye!